We are back for Cutting Stems, the after show Bachelor in Paradise edition, week 8. We are almost at the finish line here. We have Thanksgiving, close. So there's no episode, but this next week. But this episode, once again, we're bringing the drama. There's dates happening. There's new people on the beach. But I know we're like deep into the season. Like it's week 8. There's only so much time left. Mm-hmm. None of the couples I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for them to like maybe get engaged. Like Agreed. There's not every Paradise season, there's always like one or two couples that I'm like, oh my God, amazing. Yes, they're gonna get engaged. Like I feel the love. I don't really have strong feelings about any of these couples. Like I feel like Kylie and Avon are probably the top one, and I'm like, good for you guys.
Yeah, I don't see any of them getting engaged. There's no like really strong relationship right now where everyone's like, oh my God, I love them together so much because it's been like flip-floppy a lot.
Yeah, it feels very situational. Like
they might be the only ones.
They're coupled up because they're like all these people. The people that are coupled up on the beach are coupled up because we're on the beach. You know what I mean? Like I don't think any of these people are really genuinely thinking about life after the beach. Yeah. I think that like there's so much uncertainty. It's half couples, half uncertainty. And I think that there's too much uncertainty for the people that are in couples to really feel good about it. And I think after this episode, one little roast, we'll, talk about it at the end, shakes up like 5 couples, like relax. Like everybody's too sensitive, too high strung at the moment. And I think it has something to do with the energy in the air.
Yeah, definitely. The only one that I also could maybe see, because they did have a... Did they go on a date?
Yeah, Rachel and the double Sam. Date. The double date.
No, was her name Sam too?
Yeah. Sam. Yeah. Sam, Peter
and...
Kylie and Avon.
Kylie and Avon, yes.
Yeah.
Peter and...
That date was lame, by
Peter
the way.
and Sam are the only ones also that I could see maybe like... They give me... kind of like Kenny and Mari vibes, where like they stay together, they like go back and live their lives.
This weekend.
Kenny and Mari did get married.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Puerto
congrats
Rico.
to Kenny and Mari.
Yep.
Wow, congratulations to them.
So maybe, I mean, they seem like they have a connection, but Jordan came down. Mm-hmm. He was on Rachel's season. He went on that initial first one-on-one with Rachel where she sent him home, and we were all confused because it did seem like they had a connection.
Mm-hmm. Totally. I remember that very clearly because, he put on a great show. Like everything about that date was great. And so her sending him home, it was like, oh, damn, Rachel's not here to play. Like it almost felt like she was making a statement more than actually thinking about how the relationship could be, almost being like, if I'm not feeling it immediately, you're gone. Like it kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think with Rachel's season, the fact that Gabby was a part of it, I think plays a lot into how she handled herself on a lot of things. I think that while Gabby was on her like own journey and was really good about that, I think Rachel felt a lot like she was getting compared all the time.
Right.
And so I think that she did a few things along the way that kind of like try to show that she means business too. Mm-hmm. And I think that he was a casualty of that for sure.
Yeah.
And they did get a redo. Like they got to go on another day. Also, Jordan came down with another guy.
Tyler.
Never
saw him before in my life.
Taylor. Never
I
seen him. He didn't get 1 second of airtime. He didn't get a date. He didn't get a moment. I mean, I don't know
he was
why.
Kind of annoying.
I don't know why he's there.
Do we know where he's from? Rachel's or Charity?
I think Charity season.
I don't remember him at all.
Why? You're gonna send this guy down to the beach? You're not even gonna give him a date? Like, really what's the point of sending him down there? Just to like sit there?
Maybe to give Olivia another option. And that's the thing too, is now we have 3 single guys and 1 single girl on the beach. So my question is like, and I forget if they said it or not, they're not doing a rose ceremony. They're all staying another week. Like, I don't know what's going on. But I feel like another girl has to at least come down to give any of these people a chance. Or are they just going to literally bring these guys down for 5 minutes and get them out
and
of
then
there?
send them home? I mean,
Feels like a
probably. I feel
waste.
like that seems to be what's going to happen. Olivia did get a date with Mike. And she couldn't remember his name there for a moment.
Funny. It was funny for a second. She's just so like, I'll literally take anyone.
yeah. It just feels like at this point,
I'm still on the fence how I feel about her.
Same.
Same.
I flip flop. It
not
depends on
I
the
flip-flop
episode.
too. Me too.
Yeah, I'm not.
She was kind of annoying this
crazy.
episode. I felt.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone was kind of annoying me this episode. Like I think I'm.
Yeah,
I am, like,
and I think like
You feel like you're on the beach with them.
I feel like I'm on the
spending
beach.
too much time with them.
completely.
Yes.
But I do. I feel.
Well,
like
I think she has the
they're
most
just-
amount of screen time too, which always is a recipe for disaster because
I
you're going to
know.
be the most
Over-
annoying to the public if we see you the most.
Totally.
It's just bound to happen.
Yeah, overexposure.
Yep.
She's overexposed at the moment, and I don't really care what's going on with her.
And I feel bad because I just like don't care about the next guy she goes on a date with either because I'm like, oh, this is just like, oh, is Mike going to be the one now? Like,
Yeah,
it's
like,
been, like
she
it's
very
it's not
clearly
working.
wanted John Henry, and that's just not happening anymore.
Right.
And it's very clear that she's going to be hung up on that the rest of the season.
Completely.
So might as well just
She holds
go
grudges.
home.
She can't let
like,
it.
in the nicest
Yeah.
way possible.
No,
like,
totally. She
Maybe just
can't-
call it a day.
And anybody
Cannot
that's
let it
like
go.
that excited to do a roast too, I'm like, okay, calm down.
Right. Oh my
so
God.
agree.
And
I
I was
so
like,
agree.
oh, we all know where this is
It's
going.
like, oh wow, you're really gonna get him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
Wait, can we talk about that though? Because
Are we
we'll
jumping
talk about
ahead
the
to
roast.
the
We're not
roast?
jumping to the roast, but I want to talk about Katie Thurston. Is what
Are we jumping ahead to Katie Thurston
Let's
arriving?
wait. Let's wait a second. Let's wait.
Oh,
'Cause
okay,
Katie
okay.
Thurston and the roast are all they're all
That was one
they're all
section.
one
But
and
I'm-
the same.
But no, true. But I'm thinking more when she came down and talked to Blake because
Yes,
I just
but
want to talk shit about Katie Thurston.
I want to talk about Rachel though. Back
yeah,
to Rachel
yeah,
for
we
a
can talk to
second
her.
because
Yeah.
she did go on that date with Jordan and they had a connect. Like it seemed like maybe they were reconnecting, like whatever. But then like I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of dates that are sort of just fizzling this season. Like people are going on dates and they're like, that was a great date. We made out. We had fun. But like,
And then she's back to Tanner.
right.
Because
That's
you're
what-
like,
Yeah.
wait,
she was like,
you just had
actually Tanner.
You just had a great date with Jordan,
Yeah.
but now you want to see where it's going to go with Tanner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like there's really at the end of the day, we all need to take in that you guys are not getting engaged, any of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Because
one's
there's
getting
not enough time now.
We're still going on first dates week 8. Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
think
yeah,
that
yeah.
I also think that now like even though dates seem to mean so much in the beginning, like who went on a date with who or who didn't talk to somebody, like they put so much pressure on the dates that now by the end of it, these dates mean nothing. Like they almost did the exact opposite. Like, oh, it's just a date. Who cares? Like, whatever. Yeah, we hung out, we made out, we had fun, but like, that's not going to sway me from my original decision of
Right.
like hanging out with Tanner or
Right.
whatever. And I'm interested in how people feel about the dates. You know what I mean? They don't carry as much weight.
No,
anymore.
no, they definitely
I
haven't.
don't know when that flip flopped,
but everyone, yeah, like everyone was definitely comfortable. I think Jess and Blake had reconnected, and I think they like Jess thought that they were in a good place, and Katie Thurston comes down, and we don't know if she's there for a date or not to date, whatever. So, but she immediately pulls Blake because they have not seen each other in 2 years. They broke up over the phone. That is very strong. I mean, at the end of the day, like they had a nice conversation.
Yeah, it was
like I
fine.
think it was like whatever. I feel bad for Blake because I do think that having that conversation took him to a place and like reminded him of like, oh, I did like love her.
Of course.
And it happened from this show when I proposed. And I think that made him think about his current situation and was like, that nowhere close. Like I think like that
Definitely.
made him look at the relationship with Jess and be like, this is not.
which is a little malicious. And
Yeah.
also Katie was coming down like, I don't necessarily think that she ever came in with the intention of like getting back with Blake.
No.
But she was definitely like flirty with him and like very complimentary of their relationship. Like in almost like leading into what I was worried was going to be like, I want to do it again.
Well, Katie's just like that type of girl that after a few years, like no matter how the breakup is, she sees the guy. She's like, oh my gosh, like what a time we had,
had such a
right?
good
Like,
No, so true. And
know,
but that bothers
and
me though. That
that's
she
no,
did
I'm
that.
not saying
because
it's a
I
good
also
trait.
was gonna say like, did they have to have a conversation? Like
No.
they broke up 2 years ago. Like it's not
No,
like
that's for
the
yeah,
Bachelor.
yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
like
For sure,
because
for
she's
sure.
coming down. I guess she has to pull him. But at the end of the day, they did. She has dated somebody in between this
Right.
already.
Yeah.
So
Multiple people
it's
between.
Not, right.
Multiple people.
It's not even like her last relationship was Blake.
No.
Yeah.
Like there's been some time
I
in
understand.
between this.
I do understand the like clear the air conversation. I
Yeah.
do just wish there was a little less emotion behind it from Katie because I feel like she came in and was very like, Blake, our time. She could have been like, hey, listen, they asked me to do this. I'm obviously not here to date on the beach. I don't want to make this awkward. We had our ending was what it was, and we can move on. Let's be cool. Then, it becomes a lot more emotional than that, which I didn't like. I felt like she was kind of manipulating his feelings a little bit. But then we get to the point where she introduces herself to everybody, and she starts with her fucking stand-up routine and tells people that they can laugh. Yeah, you guys can laugh. It's funny. It's like, I don't know, though, Katie, because Blake looks really upset because you just upset him on the beach, and what you're saying isn't funny.
And then you said that he comes fast and first.
No, like, why?
You basically said that he did not pleasure you.
It's
in front of
up.
everybody.
It's fucked up.
And let me tell you, besides the jokes at Blake's expense, because we are Blake Moynes fans.
We are.
I was so thrilled to see this happening because of how uncomfortable it was. Like, I was like,
man,
of course.
Well, it was great for TV. It was great for TV.
This is excellent. Like, we have been watching Katie Thurston stand-up clips on Instagram.
Yes.
And now it's being brought to the beach, and everyone's uncomfortable. Nobody's laughing. Nobody thinks this is funny.
When you have to instruct people to laugh,
guys, it's funny.
Saying, then don't, like, that's not why they weren't laughing, Katie. Like, they weren't laughing because they, like, didn't think it was funny. They weren't laughing because it wasn't funny.
If something is like really, really funny, people are gonna probably laugh.
Only smile,
or some people might be afraid. I don't know.
The only smile that came about was after Katie said, "I'm not here to date anybody." Then all the girls visibly were like, "Oh, thank God!" That was and that was the only moment of like them being comfortable during the situation. And they were excited to do the roast, they're excited to do all those things, but like, trying out the stand-up when you're coming in and people are worried, and literally Blake seconds before that comes in looking distraught. So how are they supposed to react?
It just cracked me up that it was like, all right, let's bring in our big comedian of the franchise.
No, it's crazy.
Katie Thurston.
She was introduced as a comedian by Jesse Palmer later on.
Yeah, I mean, I say this with the utmost respect for her desire to be a stand-up comedian.
It's hard.
We have a different type of humor.
Yes.
Like, I just,
that's a good way to say
humor,
it.
not my cup of tea. Maybe she wouldn't think I'm funny. I don't really care. That's just how it is. I watch her videos. I'm like, okay, Katie is doing this.
Right.
She's, and I don't know, the roast type of comedy that we saw is also like my least favorite kind of comedy. I think, like, I mean, unless we're talking like Jeff Ross roast master,
Comedy Central roast
are always good.
When other just trying to do a roast, never. I always feel more uncomfortable than I am laughing.
Right, because it is exactly what it is, and it's non-comedians writing jokes that are always going to be low-hanging fruit jokes that you're never like, bam, that was crazy, because they're not comedians. So that's what you're gonna get is cringy jokes that you go, ooh, like when somebody made a joke about Kat's face and was like, and it barely moved because of all the Botox you have. Like, you shouldn't have to explain the second part of the joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and also, it's not so obvious that she has all that Botox. Like, she doesn't. I don't look at her and I'm like, wow, Botox face. Like, it wasn't so.
The only thing that I actually had a little bit of a giggle was Avon impersonating Rachel.
Oh yeah. Well, Rachel
but other than that, and it's also just there's no comedic timing.
No.
The way they're saying it isn't coming off funny. It's like, look like they're reading off a piece of paper, and it's like, yeah, it would be great if Rachel, if it was really Gabby who came down the beach. Like, I was like,
that one was just mean.
It was so mean.
Like, the way it's delivered, there's no punchline. It's just like a mean statement.
Yeah, that was just mean.
And that was Tanner. I was like, dude,
that's fucking crazy.
That was bad. And it was very clear when Rachel insinuated that she opened up to Tanner about things, that she probably did open up to Tanner about the comparisons between her and Gabby and how that affected her. And then to use that against her is so cruel, mean. In my opinion. And I'm all here for a good joke. Yeah. But that one, I was like, really, I was with Rachel on that. I was like, all right, that was too far. Let's just say it was no Nate at the Barstool Awards.
No, it certainly was
not.
That was no Nate at the Barstool Awards.
That was a good ass roast. Well, that's the thing too, though.
It's either you play fun or you really go all in, and you go all in for everybody. Like, you don't single anybody out.
Right.
No. You and of course how this is edited, it's like you see only certain people talk to. But no, there were some tough moments in that, and the cringiest, I almost had to just close my laptop and move on.
Yeah,
was Olivia being like, how do I how do I taste?
Oh my God, the absolute.
No,
that is
no.
not. I'm not joking. That's the worst thing that can come out of somebody's mouth.
No, I know.
When
it's
somebody
so-
like date like
Yes. No, it's fucked up. It's fucked up to say that.
It's like
It's fucked up
Kylie,
to imagine it.
Kat,
it's also
like-
like you don't have the.
Thanks for stealing my
I would only use
All I have to
that.
say is, how do I taste?
I've talked
literally.
about this before. Like years ago, I've talked about this.
Yeah.
But somebody on what was the show? Double Shot at Love. Double
Yes.
Shot at Love.
Yeah.
So
Teal Tequila.
my
Teal Tequila.
one of the one with Vinny and Pauly.
Oh, sorry.
The newer
Shot at
one,
love.
Shot at Love. Double
Teal
Shot at
Tequila.
Love.
Double Shot at
Double
Love.
Shot at
Double
Love.
shot at
with
love.
Vinny
Teal
and Pauly.
Tequila was just a shot
Yeah,
of love.
a shot at love.
Exactly.
Double Shot at Love. There was a girl on there that had been hooking up with somebody that my friend hooked up with or whatever. And we were all out, and my friend was, making out with this guy, and the girl said like, "Well, how do I taste?" or whatever, and I was just like, "No, no." It's just like,
Well, it's just gross. It's gross, and
it's
it
also
does.
the go-to like.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
But I would be
I
lying
know.
if I didn't say that would upset me. Maybe not in the way that it's intended. Like it's not going to make me like I'm going to double down even harder and probably like fuck him in front of you now. But but I also
If I were Kat and Kyler, though, I would just kind of like laugh. I'd be like, "What?"
No,
because
for
at the
sure,
end of
right.
the day,
that's the better way to do
right.
it. But it would
Yeah,
make my blood boil
yeah.
for sure. I'd be like, "Fuck you, bitch!"
right?
Like,
And
get out.
I'm no like Cat fan, but at the end of the day, it's like John Henry chose Cat.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
like you
That's why
can
she has
say
the last
how do I
laugh.
taste, but at the end of the day,
Yeah,
he's tasted both now.
Right,
and he's
right.
choosing otherwise.
Right, exactly. It's
so and I'm like I
apparently
said,
you
I'm not a
you
Cat
taste bad.
fan.
You taste bad because he's with me. Like that's the response.
No,
like,
it's
you
just
taste like shit.
it's
So
just
he had to
yeah.
come in and I had to like clean his teeth.
Imagine they
You know what I mean?
said that.
No, that is the only. There are only two responses to this. It's laugh it off, roll your eyes, whatever, or it's like go harder, and that's it. And I feel like we didn't really get either of those things. But to your point, Rhea, about the people who aren't comedians writing these things, I think that like. This roast was just an excuse for everybody to be rude to each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And again, nobody was like, I was
It's just like another version
laughing.
of the fucking truth box.
Completely. And so
know?
I think that that a lot of the stuff that was said, like even Olivia being so excited to like roast everybody, it's like you just want to like veil your cruelty under this like
Right.
Yeah.
Roasts are
Roast.
just, it's like you said, unless it's a Comedy Central roast with a bunch of comedians.
Yeah.
Like they asked us, like Francis asked once, like, would you and Marty like do a roast battle against each other? And I was like, no,
I
First
would
of all,
never want that.
Marty wouldn't dare.
No,
And
never. Marty would
like,
never.
He just
He
would
wouldn't want
never.
to. It's not even that he wouldn't
that's
dare,
what
he
I'm
would
saying,
never
wouldn't
want
dare
to.
in the way that he
No.
would not want to do
his
that.
roast would be like he'd be like "Pfft, I
just-
get no sleep because like you keep me up all night. You're
'Cause I-
beautiful.
'cause
Like,
I just
that
love
would
you
be-
so
that would-
much.
I love you so
Truly.
much. I want you to live
No,
with me
yes.
forever. Like,
Yeah, like
that would be
that.
it.
And I'm like, I don't know, like that is like.
Damn, you cook me so many good meals. I don't fit in my pants anymore. Like, those would be the
It
roast.
would be like a compliment battle.
Yes.
And it's not to say that we can't obviously make fun of each
Of
other,
course.
joke around. Of course we do. But it's like when you set two people up to roast each other, it's like they said, it's.
Yeah, it's
there's
not.
a little.
It's tough.
Like when they were saying, they were like, there's always a little truth behind like what's being said.
There's truth to every jest. I've been saying it for years.
Yes.
I've been saying it for years.
Yes, and a roast,
Marty
there, and a
roasted.
roast there like has to be, or else it's not funny.
Oh God, the
Like-
idea
like a-
of Marty even trying,
Yes,
like he
could
would
never.
he would sooner explode
Yeah.
than say a mean thing about you. Like
Yeah.
that's it's just so funny.
But
even
that's why it's like
thinking.
it's just truly like you can't. It's just one of those tough. It's a very tough setting, and it was awkward to watch. And there is a rose ceremony coming up in 2 weeks, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seems like literally even at the end of that, everyone was like, who knows who's together, who's not together.
Yeah.
Kylie and Avon might be the only ones. All these relationships could be ending like right now. Rachel and Tanner could be going to shit. Blake and Jess could be going to shit. Like this just could be the beginning of the end where like half the show leaves before the last episode, which always ends up happening.
Always
like a lot of
happens,
people
yeah.
leave.
Also, though, it does look like Blake is breaking up with Jess, huh?
No, it totally does.
Yeah.
Totally does. And like I said, I think it goes back to like, I think that conversation with Katie like fucked with him a little bit.
Totally.
Jess was not loving those jokes at all.
No.
Hated it.
And
no.
I understand the
And
point
I-
of like you're
yeah.
being roasted in front of your new man's ex fiance. Like
Yeah.
that is probably uncomfortable.
Completely.
But her
Oh, I
jokes
would hate that.
were kind of like harmless. Like
No,
it
definitely
was just
harmless,
about her
but I
nickname.
think
But
Yeah, yeah.
the circumstance was not great.
yeah, and I think when you are the youngest person in the group, you hate nothing more than being called a baby.
No, of course, of course.
Like that's
because the implication is
the
not
one,
that you're young. The implication is that you're
like
foolish
an
or stupid,
baby
immature.
that like
yeah. Of course, no.
I
would
think
hate that.
That's like it just. I think I think she's just sensitive. She's just a sensitive soul. You know.
Can I say though
that
I
feels
think
that way?
I don't think that Jess has had like a single bit of fun on the beach. Like,
no, I know.
She's having a miserable time, like top to bottom. Like,
it does.
I feel bad for her, but
it does seem that way. And then there was honestly there was
smile.
one little moment too. Oh, also like Tyler and Mercedes. It's like just everyone's like, does Tyler actually like Mercedes? We don't know.
Oh yeah, seems like no, or seems like Mercedes
no.
definitely
There were
doesn't
some
think
weird
so.
things that happened this whole episode. One of them being, which maybe go back to what we said last week, of like, did anybody talk about Tyler and Jess kissing?
Yeah.
And because Tyler, like, literally in the whatever they were reading the truth box, it was like, oh, Tyler doesn't really like Mercedes. Like, we'll see what when the truth, like, all it was just shady. It was like, okay, continuing to make me think maybe nobody knows that happened.
I think that we're on the right track with that. I think that nobody knows that happened. I think it's going to blow up. Like, it has to. I think that.
And
I think that Blake is
Tyler
already
roast. He was like, "You're not a Mercedes. You're." They like,
and they bleeped it out.
Was it like, what did he say? Like fucking Toyota Corolla?
yeah,
Like, what did he say?
what?
Like,
I got
like, does ABC have a brand deal with whatever
Right,
car
they
company he
must.
said? They
Or-
had to bleep it.
Or maybe because Mercedes is her name, they're allowed to say it, but because
Right.
it was another car, they
Car,
couldn't.
they can't say
But
it.
I got like bad vibes from Tyler this episode, and
Yeah,
I've
agreed.
always
As soon as
liked
he fucking
Tyler.
pierced his earring.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I mean, his earring.
right.
Ear.
As soon as because I've liked Tyler, but this episode was just bad news. The truth box, people being like he doesn't like Mercedes. Then after having that conversation and him being like, if it goes well, it goes well. If we break up, we break up, whatever.
Damn.
To then roasting the Mercedes. Like she
it seems
clearly
like
was
he's trying to wipe his hands of it or
Yeah.
like push her away.
She
so
was
he doesn't have
clearly
to do it.
nervous about it, and then you made her more nervous about it by roasting her. And let me just say, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is.
Like she's just such a natural beauty.
She is, and I do think like in a defense of some of these guys too, I think like who have been on the show before or have done other things, they're, and I say this nicely, damaged goods. And
agreed.
like I do think
Agreed.
Tyler, like after what happened last season, and like I think he went all in on it and really thought it was gonna work. And then like you're like jaded second season guy that
Without
comes in and they're
question.
like, yeah, this girl's hot, but like I'm not getting into anything serious again. Like look what happened last time. Like you're trying to be like big dog, like
Spot on.
you know?
Yes.
I forgot about this joke. I forgot who said it, where they were like, at least, like I'm talking about Rachel, and they were like, at least Katie Thurston had the awareness to change careers, and it's like, but are we saying Katie Thurston has awareness?
Well, Jesse Palmer,
like,
I mean,
so
no,
that
no,
was
no.
also a bad joke.
Jesse
I was
Palmer
like, what?
introduced her as, he was like, Katie Thurston, former Bachelorette and comedian. Is like how he introduced Katie
It was
Thurston
just
for
like
the roast.
it was like you're gonna tell Rachel to change career? Like what?
No,
What are
that
they
was
doing?
crazy. That was crazy. People were mean to Rachel for
People were mean to
fucking
Rachel,
reason.
yeah.
And she has not upset anyone on the beach. I don't think. Like she hasn't done anything malicious. She hasn't, and that's a complete flip flop from what we thought she was going to be like in the beginning. She has just been.
My guess
doing her
is that
thing.
they also like cut out all like the harmless, nice, like harmless, funny ones too.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me all those people went up there and Brayden, there was only like one Brayden joke. Impossible.
Oh, yeah, no.
You're going up
Brayden
there.
was
Brayden's the
firing
most
off, like, 20
roastable
jokes.
person there is. Like, and they're
Right.
all going up there and saying and making jokes about Brayden.
When he
Right.
was writing stuff down, they were like, "Damn, I forgot who he was with." He was like, "They were like, you're writing down fast." And he goes, "I roast people immediately upon meeting them."
I forget who he was with. too.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like that's. And then, by the way, I keep forgetting, and maybe that means that it's a good sign, and they'll like survive. This is Eliza and Aaron, like, and
Oh
you know,
yeah, they're boyfriend girlfriend.
yeah,
now.
they
had a
did
little
commit to
thing.
each other
They've committed.
during this episode.
That was cute.
I
That
keep
was
forgetting
nice.
about
Good for
them.
them.
So maybe they have a chance here, but
I feel like no way they're getting engaged, but I think that
I don't
they
really
could,
feel like any of these like
No, not at all.
Avon. I do think Avon really likes Kylie.
Definitely.
And I think they'll keep dating.
I think
But,
Kylie's
like I don't know if
whatever about
Avon's
it.
gonna propose.
Yeah, I don't know
right.
about a proposal.
proposal just seems so far off for everyone.
Yeah.
Like everyone seems so like volatile, really.
Yeah.
And right, Kylie and Avon and Eliza and Aaron for sure.
I
I
could
think
see
are like
Aaron
the
proposing.
strongest couples. I could see Aaron
could see
proposing.
Aaron
I do
proposing.
not see Eliza accepting. I think
Yeah.
that she very much is has her guard up. She doesn't want to jump into anything.
Could
She
be like a
is
scared
thinking about.
acceptance, though.
Totally
You know,
true.
like
She's like scared about the future though. Like she is thinking about the. She's like the only person on the beach that's thinking about life after paradise.
Yeah.
And I think that she is like she's taken all the steps to make sure that she's not getting screwed over.
I do think that there have been more like ruthless games this time around in Paradise.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, the truth or dare,
100%.
the truth box,
The truth box, the truth or dare.
There's more things being incorporated. The impersonation,
Hannah Brown fire pit.
Yeah, the
that
games that are
weird.
being incorporated are like bringing out kind of the worst and best in people.
Totally. And I'm sure, that's by design.
Yeah.
But to be fair, this group needed shit like that. Like nobody had a fire under their ass. There was no like true villain at first. Like, a cat filled the role seamlessly. But I think that like they needed to get these people going, at least to stir up some drama, if not relationships.
Okay, so we were left on a cliffhanger. 2 weeks till the next episode, but let's open up our Coors Light.
Woo! Favorite time of the day.
Let's give out some roses. Let's cut some stems. Also, big shout
Mountains
out
are blue.
to Coors Light. We love you guys.
Yes,
Love you.
Coors.
They gave us these cool jackets.
Cheers.
Which I don't know if you can see.
I was eyeballing that jacket earlier, friend. Very cute.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It was a gift.
It's really
And
cute.
They are very cool.
It's denim.
It is.
I really like it a
It's
lot.
like denim bomber. It's got a big Coors Light on the back. It's awesome.
It's really cool.
So thank you to Coors Lights. We love you. The beer that's made to chill, obviously. So who wants to go first?
Ooh.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Go, girl.
Go ahead.
Okay, I am going to cut Katie Thurston.
Yeah.
I also saw that
saw
coming.
Good one. Yeah,
Saw
good
that
Somebody
one
had
come
to
from
do
a mile
it.
away.
was gonna do it,
Somebody
yep.
had to do it, and I wanted it to be me.
Yep.
Nice girl.
Yeah.
Is she though?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I don't know her. I don't know her.
I guess.
Yeah,
From what I
yeah.
see,
It's
what I
just-
see, it's not my bag.
Yeah, from what I've seen is just
Yeah.
not my
Not my kind of
taste.
gal. Not my kind
Yeah.
of gal.
Also, by the way, back to that fucking roast. Like that joke also was so out of pocket. Like Katie just went on fucking F Boy Island.
Exactly.
Like we're gonna say Rachel. We're gonna
Yeah.
give shit to Rachel. We're coming on Bachelor in
That's
Paradise.
right.
Please,
And-
as if.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give my rose to Rachel.
I guess they didn't. Maybe
That's
they
a good
at the time
roast.
they
And
didn't.
because
She
even
deserves
though
that
Rachel
rose.
was upset about the
Yeah.
jokes, and you could say, "Oh, you can't take a joke," blah blah blah.
No.
When you're already sensitive and people are doing straight up mean,
Yep.
They
like,
were not funny jokes. Like
Yeah,
her
if they
being
were
upset
funny,
is so normal. Like I think that she is the only one that has
was
the right to be
Avon
upset.
The Avon impersonation was funny,
and
and
she was
laughed
laughing at that.
Yeah, of course. That was
it was
silly.
the Gabby,
Yeah.
That was
like
fucked up.
that from the man that she is talking
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah.
Not a fan of that.
I would
And,
never be able to come back from
And
that.
I think she just wants I really do generally feel like she wants to find somebody.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know?
And so I'm gonna give mine to Rachel because I'm still feeling bad about cutting her rose
Right.
the first week for no
Yes.
reason at all.
Yeah.
So now
And
they cancel each other out.
But I already gave it to her the other week
true,
for
true,
doing the
true.
same thing. So
Just
I'm just
extra.
gonna extra because she's really not bothering me at all. And
Yeah.
I
Well, you broke even, and now you're and now you like her.
step up. Yes.
Yeah. Love that.
Kelly.
Okay, let's see. I will. I'm gonna cut the stem of. Damn, I really, Katie Thurston is occupying all my thoughts. Like I would.
I mean, you could go like a specific.
I'm trying to think of more specific moments. I think that I will specifically cut the moment where Katie Thurston begged everyone to laugh at her jokes.
Yeah,
I will cut
Yep,
that.
there you go.
Because again, I don't know her. I'm sure she is a fine person, but that moment to me, it was like, you gotta hang it up.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is not it.
I will say before our live shows, I do tell people at the meet and greet to laugh at everything we say, but that's before I tell. That's before.
But that's
I get
also
on
you
there.
being
And
funny,
we're-
like, and
you know,
they're
we're not-
laughing
we're
anyway.
We're not
also
comedians.
And you're not comedians.
We're not
We do not
comedians.
brand ourselves as
But also,
comedians.
of course, like people say that, like, oh my god, please laugh.
I don't
Like,
walk
she
around
was
saying,
like,
"Please
laugh.
introduce me as a
That was
comedian."
after her saying a joke.
Right,
too.
exactly. She
Yeah.
said a joke, nobody laughed, and then she said, "Laugh, guys, it's fine." And
A
it's like, well,
pre-joke about laughing is different than a post-joke. Please laugh.
totally.
When you've already told the joke.
When you've already told the
Thanks,
joke.
guys.
So I will cut that moment. It really, really irked me. As far as a rose, I will give my rose to Eliza because, like I said, I think that she is navigating this paradise journey with grace.
Yeah.
I think that she's doing her due diligence. She has a clear head, and she's got her guard up in the appropriate
Yeah.
amount. And I think
She
that she's
does-
the only one doing it right.
She does seem like she's got a good head on her shoulders.
She really does,
Yeah,
and I'm
we'll
proud of
say.
her. I'm proud of her for that healthy communication, trying to figure out what was going on with Aaron B, with that other girl, that psycho girl who's DMing Charity and
Yeah.
her whole family. I respect that they got through that they talked about
Yep.
it. She's a great communicator, and I respect that about her. So I will give her my rose.
Good one.
Amazing. I have a lot. I feel like I just have like endless stem cuts.
Cut them all. Cut a whole. We'll give you a dozen.
You know,
Cut 'em
I'm
all.
gonna give one to Tyler. I just
Yes.
Yep.
I like Tyler. I'm a
Same.
fan of Tyler. I did not like Tyler this episode, and I
Yep.
think that's fair to say. You know,
He's
I
a
had
jerk.
really
Totally agree.
interesting moves with Mercedes. I didn't like what he said about the car thing. I know it's a roast, but like I don't know. That's also low hanging fruit. Her name is Mercedes. Like come up with
Agreed.
something.
And it also was like,
and the ear piercing. I'm sorry. Like I just think like. Pierce
You
your
hate
ear
that,
is
though. You hate
fine,
that.
but when you're halfway going on a show and you like pierce your ear, you're like, yeah, let's check out my ear.
Like, look how sick. It's like you're not Braden,
no,
dude. Like,
no.
everyone wants to be Braden.
yeah,
we know.
it just feels like
you're not.
he's one of those guys that gets around the boys and starts acting different.
Yeah.
and like thinks
Yes, Rhea.
thinks treating women badly around your guy friends is funny, and it's not.
That is
and I
so
hate boys like that.
spot on. I fucking hate boys like that.
It's the boys who are like
I think
complaining
it's funny,
about
like
their
neg
wives
to
and
like
stuff.
exactly
Like,
the same
shut
guys
up.
who are like, oh, my ball and chain.
Yeah,
or
I
like,
can't get right. Oh my god, my
I gotta
wife's
ask
gone
the old,
tonight.
gotta ask the old lady.
Yeah.
Gotta ask the
Yeah.
old lady. That kind of shit. Oh my god, you were so spot on with that because that's exactly how he's acting. Like.
You're not
It's
cool.
like that's like kindergarten, preschool,
Yeah.
first grade, like where
Yeah.
you make fun of the girl because you have a crush on her.
You know
It's
what's
like,
cool?
what are we doing here?
Being nice.
Being
to the girl you
nice,
like.
right?
That's
Being
cool.
sweet, being genuine.
It is. Don't
is
laugh.
nice.
Oh, don't laugh over there. Noah.
Yeah, Noah's
why?
laughing because all he
Why are
does
you
is
laughing?
He doesn't know what
just
that's like,
negs
so it's
girls
fine.
all day.
No, it's cool to be nice and respectful and a
Yes.
gentleman. It's
Yes.
not cool to be otherwise, and I
No.
hope people learn that going forward.
And girls need to know that too. If
It's
like,
aston-
guys,
it's actually
it's not cute when they're like, if they're making fun of you in front of
I wish
guys,
people
like
could-
that's
I
not
wish-
cute. It's
I
not
wish
fun.
people could have seen the instant laugh that came out of
Yeah,
Noah's
Noah's-
mouth. when he
Noah-
said
Right.
that.
It was like disrespectful. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
we're talking to you.
Yeah. No, don't turn your camera on. We don't.
I'm not turning my camera on. I'm just. It just goes back to the I can't laugh at anything.
No,
I don't know why I'm
that
laughing.
like wasn't a joke.
No.
It was.
No, it's just funny that I'm not even gonna like. Of course, I want.
We're
people
just
to be
we're
nice to
targeting
their-
you as the Noah. Listen, as the man in the room, just take it. Take
No,
this.
I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I fully think that guys should be very nice.
Yeah.
To
There you
to
go.
I
girls.
actually.
There it
no,
is.
you know what? I actually do know you feel that way.
No,
Yeah,
of course
have
you
you
feel
ever
that
seen
way.
me
We're
be
joking
mean?
around.
No.
I literally never.
I totally know you feel that way. You're like.
You're nice. You're
You're
respectful.
very
No,
nice.
you-
Can you even imagine me doing?
No, I can't
No.
even
No,
imagine
I
you, like,
cannot
insulting
imagine you
anybody.
making
No.
fun of a girl
No.
like that.
or like honestly anyone.
yeah,
Like,
right.
I would
no.
be so shocked. Imagine if like next time we all hang out, Noah comes through and is like, "Oh, what's up? Pff, nice outfit." Like,
Yeah,
if he said something like that, I'd punch
No.
you in the face. I think.
To be clear, no, we were just kidding.
No,
we
no,
know
no.
you're very respectful.
Yes.
the chuckle just came at a
Yeah,
funny time. Okay. I also have like it's like a side cut, but whoever I don't know who wrote it because I don't think they revealed it, but whoever submitted to the truth box that Kat and John Henry are like endgame,
Oh, please.
get real.
That was Kat.
That was Kat. Yeah, Kat put that
and she
in
was
there.
like, oh,
true.
she was like,
Yep.
oh, finally
Oh my
someone
God.
wrote something
Wow,
good.
you
yeah,
know
yeah.
what? It didn't even
Yeah,
cross
yeah.
my mind that could have just been her, and it probably was
It
totally
was
her.
obvious,
Yeah.
definitely
And she
her.
was like, oh, I love the truth box today.
yeah, yeah. Either it was her or she told Kylie. She was like, Kylie, write this.
Right,
my
put
God.
it-
that in there.
Write something nice about me
That's
and put
funny.
it in there.
And I will give my rose to. God, you know there really
that
wasn't like a lot of.
No, there wasn't a lot of love going around on this episode.
The fact that Olivia got out of this without a cut for that joke, well, we acknowledge it, so it's fine. But
Yeah.
I'll
Just
give
cut
my,
it. Just cut another one.
just keep cutting.
Keep
no,
cutting.
I'll give a rose to. Man, you know, I'm not really the biggest fan of him,
yeah.
but they do seem like they like each other, so I will acknowledge that Sam and Peter may have a good thing going.
Oh, that's
I'll
fair.
give them a rose.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
That's fair.
That's
they
a
had
good
fun
one.
on that date.
They did.
They can laugh together. Like the whole Canadian crossover
Yes.
seems to work on Paradise.
Yeah.
It's worked before.
And they seem
So-
a little. They seem a little. Now that they're kind of coupled up, they seem a little separate from the drama.
Yeah.
And so it's Peter's less annoying to me.
Yes.
Maybe because there's less airtime or
Totally.
something.
I less
But-
airtime for sure.
For sure, but maybe she's like grounding him in a way because I feel like he was kind of that guy before. He was the guy
Yeah.
that would like make fun of the girls or like neg people and like blah blah blah. But now that Sam's there is like
Right.
maybe his love or maybe a distraction, whatever.
like
but it's
would like
reflecting
immediately
well on
like
him.
kissed Kylie when he had the chance in
Right,
that game, and
that
it was
was
like,
weird.
ugh.
Yeah.
yeah,
That was only like last week.
yeah,
too,
that
I
was
think.
strange.
That was strange, but for the sake of like maybe that working out, I'll throw him a rose.
Agreed.
Okay, so like I said, there is no episode next week. It is Thanksgiving. Everyone,
Ooh,
Happy
please-
Thanksgiving.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Enjoy your holiday, and we will be back the following week for I believe it is the second to last episode. at that point, because
yes.
then the finale is the week after that. So
Yeah.
the penultimate episode we will be back for.
Yes.
Thank you all for tuning in.
See you later.
Cheers.
Thank you, Coors Light.